This one, this camera.
Four.
I think it's gonna be a
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Good
please.
to go.
Hey, 1 second.
Are you recording? So are you recording? Not it's not live. It's live.
No, it's a way of channeling his bundles of energy. Okay, colleagues, shall we start?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Mbelo.
The ANC is not ready. How we are?
All right. Okay, colleagues. Good morning. As you know, we're here at the cemetery to honor Umama Sisulu on the occasion of her birthday. I'm here with the Secretary General, who will speak to you briefly, and then we can have a Q&A. The Secretary General is joined by the Secretary General of the African National Congress Women's League, Comrade Noguthula Nqaba. Over to you, SG.
We are here to commemorate the life of Mama Sisulu on the occasion of his birthday here at the Crises Cemetery. And we started this morning. It's an important day of remembrance. For us, it's not an occasion that can just pass. And we thank the Sisulu family for giving us an opportunity to be here to remember the hero, the giant, and stalwart veteran of our movement, and to come and drink from this well in order to enrich our history with the traits of caliber of Mama Sisulu's leadership skills. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, FG. I am going to ask that you then take questions, and please also direct certain questions that may need to be responded to by the Secretary General of the ANC Women's League. Takers, newsroom.
Junior Kumalo from Newsroom Africa. SG, I think the question would be asked on some of the children from the Sisulu family, Lindiwe Sisulu, Max Sisulu, were they invited to this event? Because we didn't see them attending this event today.
The family was invited, there's no doubt about it, and so you would have heard from the grandchildren. So families decide who must attend, and we are honored for that, because they carry on the baton, and they also need to learn from special occasions of this nature. The Sisulu family is a very organized, dignified family, and so they are very organized in a way that an occasion like this, it would have been, a misnomer that we celebrate this anniversary without family. And so, for whatever reasons, and also because we felt that today cannot just pass, we invited them, and we are grateful that they responded in the way that they did. Thank you very much.
Chair, ENCA.
From ENCA. In your speech, you spoke about the renewal and the program that we're going to expect this weekend that's going to be discussed, especially around the finalization of the terms of reference, if I'm not mistaken, of the Integrity Commission. If you could just elaborate a little bit on how the Commission is doing its work, despite the fact that those terms of reference have not been finalized. And in terms of the renewal of the ANC, there's a lot of I would say suggestion or speculation that this GNU really is the beginning of the end of the ANC. Can you just address that?
Can I respond?
Yes.
GNU can't be beginning and the end of the ANC. There is a problem of ideological and conceptual understanding of the tactical maneuver. The question, the tactical maneuver being the GNU, in a situation where you are faced with less than 50% majority. The ANC is by far the largest party. The outcry and those who are criticizing GNU have got issues with the DA. And we say let's leave it to history to be the judge. Us, in terms of understanding the GNU, it is a tactical maneuver from an understanding that the ANC suffered a strategic setback in this election. We need to regroup and move forward. At the end of the day, the masses of our people will either retain the ANC in terms of recouping the numbers on the basis of the work that the ANC does in leading the GNU, or otherwise if the ANC drops the ball. At the present moment, we are hard at work, as we have reflected in the 100 days. The country is stable. The economy is showing signs of a great recovery going forward, which will be of great benefit for our people, particularly in programs of job creation. We are winning the war in relation to the question of cost of living, petrol dropping in terms of high prices, and at the same time, the biggest achievement will be that the households must also feel this drop, and that is what is important for us. So the conceptual misunderstanding about what is GNU and the confusion, it's a process on its own that will be appreciated with time. It cannot be the beginning and the end. It's a tactical maneuver in itself. So it is something that the ANC, in terms of its majority, the largest party, it has actually retained. Government is led by the ANC. Many ministries are led by ANC ministers. We've got 10 political parties in government, and we are moving forward very well in terms of the GNU. So what is important is for us to deliver. And then what was your another question? Okay, the terms of reference of the Integrity Commission have been finalized. It's just one or two things that will be wrapped up. The Integrity Commission is functioning very well. This coming weekend, we will deal with matters of integrity to finalize those outstanding issues in terms of the terms of reference. But over and above that, we will get reports that have not been tabled before the NEC with recommendations. We'll also reflect on the past. In the last NEC, where reports were tabled and noted, the NEC will take decisions on those matters. And then we'll report to you after the NEC whether the decisions that have been taken by the NEC on the work of the Integrity Commission. The Integrity Commission must work. It has got our support. We are now post the elections. We are taking the reports of the Integrity Commission to the NEC as promised. The NEC must reflect and take decisions as it is required by the guidelines and also by the guidelines and the resolutions of conference. So this meeting will focus on integrity issues, outstanding cases, terms of reference. We'll also focus on the outstanding cases that need to be finalized.
Furthermore, have discussions started as to who is or who the ANC will be fielding as a candidate for the mayor of City. You heard there on stage, Bob Badila had said it's time for Abafa's to. Will we be seeing a woman occupying leadership positions at the next conference of the ANC?
You will answer the question that is directed to the SG of the Women's League. The question in terms of what we are directing to us is about renewal.
The Integrity Commission, how many people have presented themselves before and how does it as well who the ANC will be fielding?
Okay. I need to clarify the point that the Integrity Commission is functioning and working. So anyone who's facing whatever challenges they are facing, they present themselves. The Integrity Commission then present those reports to the National Executive Committee for decision making. So we've got the reports that we have received, and they will be presented to the NEC. So anyone can present themselves to the Integrity Commission voluntarily, or otherwise they can be called by the Integrity Commission. So the Integrity Commission, when finalizing their reports, they present them to the Secretary General. The Secretary General then present the reports to the officials and straight to the NEC. And then the NEC then take a decision on the recommendations of the Integrity Commission. Those who are affected, if they are NEC members, they recuse themselves in terms of that discussion. So that's what actually happens. We have not finalized Mogale City, and then when it is finalized, we will interview and then take a decision about who's the candidate. At the present moment, the province is coordinating those activities, and at the same time, we're working with them to finalize.
Thank you. SG?
Okay. Thank you very much. I think we take the challenge. We accept the challenge from what the SG said of the ANC said earlier on. And for some reasons or another, there's a specific position that he mentioned of the national chairperson. So I think that's what you are interested on. Well, in any position that is available and where we have a leadership that is a woman and ready and fit to stand the test of time and have all the capabilities and qualities that are required in terms of the criteria from the guidelines. And if that comrade meet all those requirements, we will occupy any position, not only that of the example made by the SG, but also even that of the president or even the Secretary General position for that matter, if it's available. So we are declaring if that is the issue that we are going to capture and close all the ranks and occupy any space available. But we are always very clear that it should not be done on the basis of a quota. It should be done because a comrade has met all the requirements, because there are guiding document, there are internal processes of the organization of the ANC that would then guide us at a branch level, because it is the branches of the ANC that decides and dictates as to who must then be occupying a particular position in a conference of the ANC. And because we are members of the Women's League in good standing, therefore, we are members of the ANC and we have interest in those positions. We always say the time is now and the future is female. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yourself, my sister, and then we'll end with Indulge Newsroom again. Okay.
All right, thank you very much. My name is Sanda Mboleko from the Sunday Times. This is for the SG of the Women's League. Your honest reflection of the state of the Women's League at this point in time. Would the late struggle stalwarts such as Mama Albertina Sisulu be proud of the Women's League and its influencing the broader mother body of the ANC?
Definitely, we are very proud, with some challenges, because we know that issues of gender parity are informed by a system that is more patriarchal, and it's not something that it's a walkover, that overnight you can resolve and say that indeed what we want, we have managed to get it. Even in our mother body, the ANC, we are also living within that kind of an influence of an old system that is more patriarchal, and that kind of make women to feel inferior than the other. And the SG even said ourselves, we have a tendency as women of undermining each other, the pull down syndrome of not giving each other an opportunity, even though without being put under pressure, the SG of the ANC, he said it voluntarily that the time is now, here are the opportunities, grab them. And he is actually talking to us and encouraging us as women to say, here is the space, let's occupy it, and discouraging that kind of a tendency of not undermining each other and not taking each other and support each other as women in occupying those positions. And if it was indeed because of the work done by Mama Sisulu, we wouldn't be talking this language. We wouldn't be having a leader of the ANC that appreciates the role and the responsibilities and the impact meaningfully that can be played by women in this country, not only in government or in private sector, sector, but starting from the ANC that has policies that talks about 50-50 and addressing issues of gender parity, and also making sure that we participate equally with our male counterparts in ensuring that we are liberated in terms of the skills and we are empowered in terms of the knowledge and understanding what is required of us. Something that we cannot sleep and say we will get those positions. It is a work in the process. We're hoping that indeed, finally, with the kind of the SG that we have in the ANC, that is forever available and support us in any kind of support that we are looking for, resource-wise, and also his availability, and ensuring that in meetings of the ANC, we are always given an opportunity and we are listened to. And we have done it proudly so in ensuring that we don't drop the ball from the giants that have left us and that we stand on their shoulder. Because remember, there was an issue of 50-50 that we were talking about it in the GNU, and we pleaded with the leadership through the SG and the president of the state that accommodate women irrespective, but can we get that number? Well, there is we fell short because of the other parties from the opposition, but from the ANC we have done our best. Even the 60-40 principle in Mpumalanga and Northwest in the provincial executive, through the support of the SG and also the collective of the ANC, and the pressure also and the influence that we give the opportunity to express our views, we have managed to get that being corrected. Today in Mpumalanga and Northwest, they have amended and corrected the mistake that they've committed, and we have women there 60 and 40 the male counterpart. So those are the things that we have, many that we have achieved, but those are key, and one or two that we can reflect on them, at least responding to that question. Thank you very much.
Very much. Can we be succinct with the last two colleagues? Newsroom?
SG, last week we saw the former spokesperson of the ANC appear in court. He had indicated that he was going to write to you and indicate that he will be stepping aside. Has he written to you? Has he appeared before the Integrity Commission of the ANC? And just lastly, the ANC step-aside policy applies only to ANC members. But here in Joburg, we've seen the former mayor, Kabelo Kamanda, who is still an MMC, being arrested. What does the ANC do in such a situation where a leader in society who is part of an ANC coalition is arrested? Do you speak to that party? What is the ANC doing in that situation? Thank you.
Thank you very much. The spokesperson have written to us, and you have made a public pronouncement, which is most welcome, and we appreciate the steps the organization have taken, and he has written to us and embraced the decision of the organization and voluntarily step aside. And today I will brief the officials and the NWC about this decision. Over the weekend I'll brief the NEC about that. So that matter is settled with Comrade Pule. With regard to Kabelo Kamanda, we don't interfere in other political parties. He's a member of Al-Jama and he leads Al-Jama. It is Al-Jama that must take its own independent decisions. If he was a member of the ANC, he will be required to step aside voluntarily, or otherwise they will have to be forced to do so. So in this instance, we as a party have undergone a difficult period where leaders, when they appear or arrested for corruption, they mobilize structures, their T-shirts flying left and right in courts and all of that. We have now said, not in our name. When you are faced with challenges, face them head on. And then many of our comrades have gone through this. Mike Mabuya Kulu is an example of this. And many of our comrades have gone through this without mobilization, and then went to court, cleared their names in court, and that's what has actually happened. In terms of the courts, courts are guided by jurisprudence, which is a presumption of innocence until proven otherwise, and that no one is above the law. And that is the jurisprudence of the country. And it doesn't mean if you step aside, you are guilty. The courts and the constitution of the country guarantees you, in terms of this principle, that you are presumed innocent. In terms of the party, we give you time to face these challenges and the accusations in a court of law. And that's what is important for the ANC. So it is not just thinking, it is happening all the time in our organization. We've got very senior comrades in our party which have faced these challenges. Some are very close to some of us, we are friends and all of that. But at the end of the day, the law of the ANC is the law of the ANC, agreed to by all members, and it must be adhered to. So as a renewal is grinding in the party, it will come with this, to understand that the party, the ANC, must exist forever, long after ourselves as individuals.
Just lastly, on my side, just lastly on my side, your reaction as a political party with regards to what we're seeing unfolding in Eastern Cape with mass murders, people are being shot in numbers in one particular time, and then in provinces like Gauteng and Limpopo, we're seeing incidents of contaminated food that's killing our children.
We are going to intervene in a big way with regard to spaza shops issue. We are in charge. We are a government. Where we are in charge, there must be laws that must be respected and that they must be enforced. Otherwise, if the state is weak in terms of the rule of law, the masses will take the law in their hands. We need to work with the police, using the laws of the country, to ensure that we deal with this challenge. It's a law enforcement part, the question of the spazas, on the other hand. But on the other hand, it's a bigger challenge of business, them being supported on the ground. I come from Botshabelo, my township. When I go there, I see majority of the spaza shops, small shops that were there, have disappeared. And then most of them are in the hands of foreigners. And then these foreigners are accused of selling cheaper goods to our people, but at the same time, some are poisonous. It's a problem. It's a problem because then it means, where do they order this food that they sell to our people at a cheaper rate? The wholesale arrangement in the Republic, how is it manifesting itself? So, as a party, as the ANC, we must be at the helm of those struggles. At the headquarters, I will be convening the cluster of ministers to give answers to this, to work with our provinces. We can't lament when we're in power and complain with the rest of society. As government, we must give leadership in relation to this matter, and it's quite urgent and important. And we must not be ad hoc about it. You know, it must not be like the tap and the leaks way. We open it when there is a crisis, and then we close it when the noise dies. We must be consistent in terms of regulating spaza shop set up in our country. And that must be durable. From the point of view of the ANC, we will mobilize society behind action that is taken by government. And that is what is important, and that's what we're going to do. And very soon, in the next coming weeks, we will announce not our plans, action plan for all South Africa townships must respond to this question of the spazas. It's very important. And that's what it means by ANC providing leadership to society. It means we must lead around issues that affect our people, positive and negative. Mobilize the churches and everyone else around a common program of action for common good of our nation. So we are going to ensure that we rally society behind actions that, in terms of the law, regulated by government, but over and above that, action that ensures that those that are illegal, we close them down. Simple as that. And that's what is important. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. With that, colleagues, the program continues. into Soweto. Look out for the advisory. Thank you.